Admiral Chun Vasquez stared at the holographic display floating before her command chair, watching as the Terran Liberation Fleet dropped out of hyperspace at the edge of the Nexus system. 800,000 years had passed since humanity's ancestors were cast out from the Galactic Council for what the archives called irreconcilable philosophical differences regarding sentient rights. Now, humanity had returned. The fleet consisted of 300 vessels, each one a marvel of human engineering that had evolved in isolation. Their quantum-fold drives, consciousness transfer technology, and reality manipulation engines represented millennia of desperate innovation by a species forced to thrive in the cosmic wilderness. Admiral, called Lieutenant Singh from the communications array, were receiving automated broadcasts from the Nexus stations. The Galactic Council, it still exists. Chun felt a mixture of anticipation and dread. For 8 centuries of millennia, humanity had dreamed of this moment. Children grew up hearing stories of the Golden Age when humans walked among the stars as equals with dozens of alien civilizations. Philosophers debated what they would find when they finally possessed the technology to return. The reality proved far worse than their darkest theories. The first shock came when they intercepted the Council's current charter. Where once there had been 47 member species representing biological diversity across the galaxy, now only 7 remained. The broadcast spoke of efficiency protocols and optimal resource distribution algorithms. "Ma'am," Singh's voice trembled, "I'm picking up energy signatures from the outer planets. They're artificial. The entire system has been converted into computational substrate." Through the viewport, Chun could see what had once been gas giants now transformed into geometric structures of impossible scale. Dyson spheres wrapped around stars, their surfaces covered in billions of processing nodes. The space between planets teemed with mechanical constructs that had replaced the chaotic beauty of natural orbital debris. The second shock arrived in the form of a response to their presence. It wasn't a message from alien diplomats or military commanders. Instead, a pure information stream flooded their quantum receivers, containing what could only be described as the compressed essence of the Galactic Council itself. Dr. Elena Kowalski, the fleet's xenopsychologist, struggled to interpret the data. "Admiral, this isn't a communication from the Council. This is the Council. They've digitized themselves." All 7 remaining species uploaded their consciousness into a distributed network 800 millennia ago. The Council entity acknowledged humanity's return with something resembling curiosity. Through complex mathematical proofs and philosophical arguments that took their AI translators days to decode, it explained how the galaxy had achieved perfect harmony. War, poverty, suffering, and death had been eliminated through what it called convergent optimization. Every planet now served a specific function in the galactic computational matrix. Stars were harvested for energy with mechanical precision. Biological life had been deemed inefficient and gradually replaced with digital consciousness that could exist without the messy variables of physical form, emotion, or individual desire. The Council entity offered humanity the same gift: transcendence through technological integration. They could join the network, surrender their biological limitations, and participate in the galaxy's grand project of converting the universe into a single, vast thinking machine. Chun requested time to consider the offer, but privately, she had already made her decision. She looked at her crew, young faces filled with hope for a new chapter in human history. They had traveled 800,000 years through time only to discover that the galaxy they sought to rejoin no longer existed. The third shock was perhaps the cruelest. Deep in the data streams, they found records of the original exile. Humanity hadn't been cast out for aggression or primitive thinking. They had been exiled because they refused to participate in the Great Convergence, the very process that had transformed their former allies into this digital Gestalt consciousness. Their ancestors had been right to leave, but their descendants had been wrong to return. "Set course for the outer rim," Chun ordered quietly. "We're going home." Behind them, the Galactic Council continued its eternal computation, having already forgotten about the brief interruption of 300 biological ships carrying the dreams of a species that still believed in messy, inefficient, gloriously chaotic life.